All right, man. 5 takeaways from the Detroit Lions win over the Seattle Seahawks. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video at number 5. Man, what comes in, and these are mostly all improv. I don't write none of this down. Most of my stuff is improv, and I jot it in my mind. The only thing I write down is subject matters. That's it. Because sometimes I'll be like, I got a good video, but I forgot. 5 takeaways. The first takeaway is the defensive injuries really took a toll. The defensive injuries really took a toll. You seen it last night. I think it was a blitz off the edge that they missed Geno Smith, and they missed an F.A. Milifano as that blitzer. He does a great job. He does a great job of blitzing. He does a great job of blitzing. He does a great job of blitzing. You know what I'm saying? And that whoever that screamed off that edge and missed that tackle, that might have been Kirby Joseph. So and then you kind of missed the, that little oomph that you missed that oomph that Marcus Davenport gave you, that little explosion off the edge. Obviously you missed Brian Branch as well too. The things that he was able to do, out there, there was a drop off where Brandon Joseph was missing tackles left and right. Obviously you missed Derek Barnes and what he can do, but Rodrigo, Campbell, and Anazzoni, they held it down. So you missed a number of guys there, and I think you still need that extra pass rusher. I mean, James Houston provided a little bit of juice out there, but I think you still need that extra pass rusher, man, to be honest. I think you need that extra pass rusher. You kind of missed it. They kind of went the big lineup, and I think he just need that extra pass rusher just to be honest. So, but defensively, they was missing some of those. They was missing some of those stars they had out there a lot. So kind of when they get Branch back, FA back, I think they're gonna be a lot better. I think they're gonna be a lot better defensively. So when they get those guys back, I think it should be a lot of fun. And 4 is Terrion Arnold's inability to is go without holding. You got to understand, in college, for those who don't know, I don't know how much college everybody watch or understand the rule changes, but in college, you can hold. You can touch the receiver, down the road. You know what I'm saying? You can down the past 5 yards. And the NFL, they do things like that so they can score more points. That's it. So you can score more points. It's as simple as that. They do things like that so they can score more points, and they think more points bring more fans to the table. It's as simple as that. They feel that more points bring fans to the table. That's it. That's what it's about. So that's why you can't really, really be physical with the receiver down the field, and he got to learn that. I mean, I think the commentator said they possibly might need to put mitts on him so he can stop holding. And it's a way to hold. I mean, I think you see, Carlton Davis. It's a way to hold where the ref can't see it. So he gonna have to get with Carlton Davis. And Carlton Davis got caught a couple times, but these receivers can literally be physical with the corners, push the corners. They can grab the corners. It's just designed for the offense just to score points. We see time and time again throughout the league. Like, remember the Pettigrew play versus Dallas where that defender didn't get his head around. And it was another play I seen, I think this past weekend, where the guy face guarded him in the end zone and they didn't call a penalty. So that it's just real offensive versed. It's real offensive versed. That's just where we are with it. It's real offensive versed. They want the offense to be the end all be all. So Terrion Arnold is, and some of the penalties they ain't had those penalties, this game would have been, a lot wider. This game would have been a lot wider. So they ain't had as many penalties. This game would have been a lot wider, bro. And, but when you play man-to-man coverage, it's hard to play man-to-man coverage when you can't touch them. They can push you and do all this stuff to you, but you can't touch them. But yeah, and then the third thought, for the most part was, taken from that game was just, the running game. The running game is what's opening everything up for the Lions. You notice the more they run it, the more efficient Goff is. The more the receivers get open. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. They're a more efficient bunch. They're a more efficient bunch now. So that's one thing you kind of got to think about. Now they're very, very efficient. The running game will open everything. The offensive line. What's the guy that stepped in for Glasgow at guard? Oshiki or whatever. Man, he had some real key blocks. They were moving mountains yesterday on Seattle. And reason Seattle defense, side note, the reason Seattle defense ended up having a lot of success, or their running game had a lot of success offensively, was because the lack of offensively had a lot of success because of the lack of depth the Lions had, in that front seven, especially on that defensive line. No Davenport, no Kaminsky, no Broderick Martin. They didn't have a lot of depth down there. So Seattle did something very smart coming out the half. They came out and kind of did a semi no huddle. Yeah, they came out and did a semi no huddle. They came out and did a semi no huddle, so they sped up the pace. So when they sped up the pace, so then some things start happening for them. So they started getting hold. They just tired Detroit defense out, tired it out. But third was the running game. The running game, really opened it up for. It really opened it up. It really opened it up. Now they look like a more efficient offense. And side note, versus Tampa, I think they didn't run the ball because versus Tampa, they didn't think they could run the ball. That's what I think it was. They didn't run the ball because they didn't think they could run the ball versus Tampa. That's my thing. I don't think they thought they could run it versus Vita Vea and them. But yeah, man, the running game. And then second, I just think it was Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, I think Ben Johnson really was in his bag last night. He caught some really good plays last night. He got together, at the end of the day, man, I gotta give him his props because I didn't believe they was gonna get it together. And Dan Campbell and Ben kept saying, they kept saying we close. I think we close, and they see them day to day, and I don't. And they were close. You know, they need a few weeks to wake up, and they woke up. And that was a bunch of teams around the National Football League, especially that didn't play preseason. You know, they didn't play Houston. They didn't play the preseason. So a lot of them guys, you know, was looking shaky. It just wasn't the Lions. And for the most part, Ben Johnson, you know, they really made the adjustment. They got back to playing power football, getting downhill, and you kind of can tell that Jameer Gibbs ain't 100%. But David Montgomery is looking really, really good. And you know, right now it's just, you know, even though Gibbs had a better day, you know, statistically on the ground yesterday, and you know, Montgomery did a little bit in the air too. But I think, honestly, man, I think that Gibbs right now is Gibbs time. It's Gibbs time. I mean, it's Montgomery turn. You know, early on, take the beating, take the grind. He probably gonna miss a game or two here and there. That's just the thing about playing running back, and you know, keep each other fresh during the season. So, um, but uh, but yeah, Ben Johnson called a great game. I mean, they got back to the essence of what they want to do. And I think, you know, Tim Patrick, he had 52 yards catching. So I think Tim Patrick as well, you know, kind of getting into the fold, and they starting to get him going. And then the question is, can they start to get, can they get him fully going to get Allen Robinson going? And Tim Patrick looked really, really good, to be honest, man. Physically coming off that. He said he felt good. He said he actually felt pretty good, you know, coming off that injury. So, you know, Ben Johnson was two. Number one takeaway with Jared Goff. Two more, you know, completions away from a record. Yeah, he was two more completions away from a record. Yep, he was two more completions away from completing a record. So, um, yep, almost got the complete record. I think he needed 20. So they had to correct them out there, but still impressive. Still impressive. So I still was impressed with it. He was fluid yesterday, and that's what happened when you get Jared Goff the run game. The windows open up. He throws the ball with more velocity. You know what I'm saying? He more accurate. And it just seemed like he could step into his throw. And he made some things happen with his legs a little bit yesterday. You know, he was pirouetting and stuff out there yesterday. So he made some things happen with his legs, man, that that he usually don't do. So that pocket mobility, you know, maybe in the offseason he was working on, it started to show up. So but yeah, Jared Goff was on one yesterday, man. He played really, really well, efficient, accurate. And even though, his safety blankets and Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Sam Laporta didn't do as much as they usually do. But right now it's just a grind. Right now it's just the grind. That's all it is. It's the grind right now for the Lions. It is the grind. And the grind is for them. It's just, finding ways to win, finding ways to be efficient, finding ways to, get healthy, stay healthy, get healthy. But Goff, he definitely should have got the game ball, but I'm going to talk about that in another video. But I do appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. I do, but yep, that's our takeaways. Goff, Ben Johnson, the running game, Terrion and his pass interference, and then the defense, it kind of showed where some of the injuries really hurt them at. So yeah, but other than that, man, but yeah, that's all I pretty much got, man. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the video, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon Music, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine, man. Or just Spotify and Anchor. But hey, check out my other channel, Goodfella TV, Free Game 89. Those links in the link tree. Check out the Patreon over there. Appreciate y'all. Peace.